Oh, no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did. He did.
But why fold did he?
Who we talking about? Because there's a lot of he's.
I know there's a lot of he's. We'll narrow this down for y'all. Thank y'all for listening to another edition of Oh No Girl Yes, for watching. The podcast is available on all platforms. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to everywhere you can find us. Also on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, go to Patreon, search Oh No Girl Yes, and you can pay for a subscription. And the subscription gives you behind the scenes information, because we do respect our privacy, other folks' privacy. But if you pay for it, hey, all bets are off. You get it all. Okay. So look at becoming a subscriber. So I want to start today's episode off with the first.
Okay.
Let's play this video. We'll talk about it on the other side.
I'm not joking right now. You came out to eat and you ate $20 worth of food. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay. Well, do you want me to order
did you or did you not?
I didn't even order dessert.
You ordered the bowl and you ordered the hash browns, and that's $18.75. Look it.
A bowl.
$18.75 with taxes. It was $3.86. So I'm just breaking it down. Split that up. $3.86. Half of that is almost $2. I'm thinking like $1.80 or something like that. So you owe $20.
It doesn't even matter what I order, what I didn't order. What I'm saying, why would I have to pay even half of it when you're here? That's what you're here for.
I'm here. I asked you, did you want to go out to eat with me? I didn't say I was gonna pay.
Oh, okay.
Is that common sense? Do you just go and sit down at restaurants and just figure that they're gonna pay for you?
You just want to be put in the friend zone, right? Not even that. You know what? Here, whatever. I don't care.
What are you acting all? Why are you acting all weird like that?
I'm not acting weird. Just pay.
No, you got a little spank attitude.
Yes, of course I'm gonna have an attitude.
See, I'm gonna tell you where I was a gentleman at, because all.
Okay, what do you want to say? You want to start?
Well, there's a lot we don't know.
We don't know a lot, but from what we do know,
started. But based off what we do know, I'm going to have to place the immaturity award, or I have to give the immaturity award to the man.
Okay.
I don't think he handled that the right way, based off the video where it started.
Okay.
It just didn't seem, it's one thing. I mean, we don't know if this was a first date or if they had been dating or whatever, but he seemed to be very rude. And so, yeah, I just, I don't, it's okay to want people to split the check, but then say that when the waiter comes. They can you split the check? So let me know. So okay, that's what we doing. In
not knowing the whole story, I would say a couple things as well about him. He just was ill anyway. But if you asked me out for lunch, and it seemed like that was not a platonic relation, they didn't seem like they were good friends.
There's proof that it wasn't platonic, because she said, "Oh, you want to be friend zoned."
Right.
That's what she said. So that means there was a romance in pursuit.
Yes. Exactly. When you said, "Oh, you want to be friend zoned," it's like, cool. When me and my friends go out, I'm not thinking my friend is paying for mine, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, or vice versa. But I feel in that situation where it seemed like it could have been a first date, because they seemed like they didn't really have any type rapport, like comfort with each other.
Exactly.
Even if they weren't like an official couple, if they had any kind of real comfort or rapport, that conversation still would have gone differently, right? But I feel like he was 100% wrong, because when he said, "Oh, so just because I asked you if you wanted to come get something to eat with me, you think I'm paying?" Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think you're paying. You asked me to go get something to eat. Now, when I asked Robin, "Hey, girl, let's go get some lunch," I don't think you thinking I'm paying for it. I'm not thinking I'm paying for it. But a good portion of the time, one or the other, when they bring the bill, says, "Put it on one check."
Right. Exactly.
Because it's just an experience. You enjoy the interaction. It's the company. And so I think anytime somebody is overly attached to who's paying what, you already at kind of immature level. And I think we used to do that when we were younger. When you're younger, like, I didn't get cheese on my,
that's because you didn't have money either. You ain't
had no money. And you like, oh, I ordered what I could eat.
Right. That's how I work.
You grow up, you start liking to be able to treat your friends, or your friends want to treat you, or well, you shouldn't leave the house if you broke either way, up and down the street. And we've had times where we wanted to go get something to eat and be like, girl, no, I'm trying not to spend this money. And one or the other might say, girl, I got you. Okay, cool. Or it might be, you right, I don't need to spend mine either. You know, whatever. Usually that's involving Papa Do's.
Yes. We just go overboard there.
Or sometimes we just say, we about to go through this. Let's go. Yeah. So for him to ask her to go get something to eat and then be so incredulous about her thinking he's going to pay for it. Now, I'm curious about what happened before that, why she started filming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay, he was breaking down the check at the point that she started filming. That was the other thing. Him breaking down that check, even splitting the tax, it was just like, okay, you must be broke. Because, and you shouldn't ask me to go get nothing to eat with you.
You know what my pride would have been, would have done? Because I've done this before. Keep your little money. I put my card down, here, waiter.
And you would have paid for his too?
Yes. That's pride though. That's pride.
Tax. No, I'm not gonna pay for his.
That's pride. That's pride though. That's pride. I would have. Oh, I can handle this. Oh, don't worry.
Obviously he broke enough that he even trying to split the tax.
Girl.
Listen, if I ask you to do something, let's say I'm dating you, not you. Let's say I'm dating a guy and there's something I want to do. Let's be realistic. In a man-woman situation, and I don't want to generalize, but let's be realistic. The woman probably is going to be thinking of more stuff to do than the guy.
Yeah. Right.
To go do. As a woman in the relationship, let's say there's a concert and I see this concert is coming to town. I done went online. My friends are talking about it. I'm looking at it on social media. I want to go. I'll go and see what the tickets are. I might text my man or call my man and say, hey, such and such is coming to town. I'm about to get tickets. Do you want to go? Mm-hmm. If he says, how much does it cost? It might turn into, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get them because I want to go, or they're this much if you want to split it or whatever, okay? Mm-hmm. But if he says he don't want to go, I would then call you. I'll call the girlfriend and be like, hey, I'm online. I'm about to get these tickets. Do you want to go?
Right.
If I buy them 2 tickets, more than likely as my girlfriend, you're going to be trying to give me your ticket money.
Half of it. Mm-hmm.
Or I'll be like, girl, don't worry about it. You can just get dinner that night. Mm-hmm. You know, like it ain't that deep.
Right.
So it really is, as you grow up, it's more about the experience. It's about,
it
ain't about who paid the tax.
Yeah.
This is something I wanted to do. So if I want to go bowling with my man and I say, hey, I really want to go bowling, they open this new place, I'm probably thinking I'm paying for bowling. It was my idea. I can afford bowling. Mm-hmm. And so when the check comes and I'm reaching and he says, no, I got it, I might protest once. Oh, no, I asked you out. I wanted to take you bowling.
But then when he says it again,
cool, thanks. It's done. I ain't tripping. If he just know I got it, cool too. I'll get dinner. I'll get drinks.
Right. I agree. A lot of people have that rule where, you know, the person who asks the other person out, if it's a date, then that person is responsible for the check. A lot of people have that unwritten rule, and I'm fine with that. I've done that before, and like you said, I'll say, oh, well, let's go to putt golf. If it's my idea and it's something I want to do, I'm willing to pay for it anyway.
Right.
When we get there, it's not a discussion. I'll pull out my card. Oh, no, I got it. No, I got it. I asked you out. And if he insists, that's fine. If not, I'm paying and I don't feel a certain kind of way about it.
I don't feel crazy.
I'm doing something I wanted to do.
I wanted your company for something I wanted to do.
Yeah, so that's not a problem.
Paying for it. Now, I can't just be making up stuff I want to do. And then you say, okay, cool, we get there. And I'm like, you ain't got no money for this?
I would never do that. Yeah.
But I was talking to my significant other, and he suffers from PTSD, as I think a lot of men suffer from financial PTSD from dating, particularly men who are of a certain age, who have been dating a long time, feeling like women are taking advantage of them. Mm-hmm. And because they suffer from this PTSD, let me say, I have never taken advantage of a man because I ain't never just been in the position to do it. But I do know men do get taken advantage of by 100%. I know that is true.
Yes.
There are a lot of women out here just getting trips and dinners, and they have no intentions of actually being with this person, or they doing it with 5 other people too. And they got a 3-course meal every night, 5-course meal every night. Mm-hmm. I know that happens. However, once that happens to a guy, he becomes so scarred that I think that's why it leads a lot of people like us to not even be able to get a date. Like we always are talking on here on the podcast, like, can we get to like one date? Like, can we have one date? Just ask me on one date. Men are so hesitant to feel like they're about to be taken advantage of or feel like they're about to be tricked.
With that being said, because women are absolutely foul who do that, who take advantage.
Oh yeah, that's not okay. That is not okay.
I don't even, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna fault the men a little bit on this too.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because it could be the quality of women that you're seeking to date.
That part.
Because you want this savior, you have this savior complex, so you're reaching down at the bottom of the barrel to pick up this girl who has nothing, and then now you're concerned that she might be taking advantage of you. But the one who has something is intimidating some kind of way. But she's not going to take advantage of you because she has her own. So how about you start picking better quality women? Then you won't have to worry about somebody taking advantage of you.
That part. I agree with you wholeheartedly, 1,000%. And I will raise you one that if you are feeling like you are being taken advantage of financially by a woman, if you feel like you are being used by a woman, more than likely it's because you are using her.
For something.
Because if you actually had true affection and caring and attachment and respect and admiration for this woman, you can't spend enough money on her. You like, oh, I found something you would like. That's something you would do. But if you checking what she ordering on the menu and splitting the tax, that's because you just trying to get what you can get out of her.
You don't want anything else.
It ain't an investment. You ain't investing in her as a person.
Okay, then.
Okay, so let's be clear. If you feel like you're being used, it's more than likely because you was using her.
Period.
I just say for the sake of brevity. Maybe whatever.
Right. So yeah.
That's why, because I feel like when somebody can, and then that's for us too. Whenever we have felt like I'm not about to do that for him, that's because we ain't feel that for him. When we feel something for him, oh girl, look at what I Googled this, I found it. We can't do enough when we feel that. That goes both ways. So when a guy is hypersensitive about a girl ordering the most expensive thing on the menu, because he ain't feeling her. If he's worried about, why we always got to do this and I'm always paying, he ain't feeling her. When a dude is feeling you, whether he got it or not, he gonna do what he can to take care of you.
Right.
And you ain't gonna have to ask, you ain't gonna be splitting. And as women, we should not feel that when we pay for something that's a negative against a guy. Like you should not feel like, especially when it was your idea, especially when this was your field trip. I think it's rude to, because sometimes you don't know what's going on in folks' pockets, where it might not be no good time of the month for him financially. His sales are down, or he, had car repair, whatever. And you have an idea of what you want to do. Don't put him in a situation to eat. Well, man, I can't afford that or whatever. You plan on handling it. Oh, is this new restaurant open and I really want to go? You need to be going in there with your wallet. Right. Because this is your idea and your adventure.
I never go anywhere without money, first of all. So make sure I can afford wherever I'm headed. I can afford, at least take care of myself, if not help out somebody else. Right. I think I had one guy one day, a guy I wasn't really feeling. Let's just be honest about it.
And that's what I said. I think that's usually the root of the conversation.
We were reaching the end of our road together. Yeah. We had gone on a couple of dates or whatever, and they were the worst, not good dates. They were just, I guess it was what he could afford, whatever. I don't know. But it wasn't the affordability that was the problem, or him not having money. He just wasn't my type. We just didn't get along. Anyway, my birthday was coming up, and he asked if he could take me out, which I wasn't that really, I'm like, yeah, I guess. Because I kind of had plans with some girlfriends that night, I want to say. And he said, no, I want to take you out for your birthday and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And he asked me where I wanted to go. I was like, wherever you pick is fine. Because I knew, what I picked wasn't going to be, So he made me pick the restaurant. So I picked, one of my favorite Thai places. And we got there. And I don't know if it was just the unfamiliar of the menu, but he didn't order. He ordered like an appetizer and I ordered a meal. ordered a drink, I think, and stuff like that. And he made it seem like he wasn't hungry, but I kind of got the vibe that he didn't have the money or
right.
didn't.
Once he opened the menu and saw the prices, and he said, "I'll just have a cup of warm water."
So I got that vibe. So in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna pay for this meal.
You already knew it because it's your birthday. You gonna get what you
right. And I wasn't gonna sit there and order just anything. And keep in mind, like this wasn't, if this was my boyfriend, then that'd be one thing. But this wasn't somebody I intended to have any more interact. I just didn't. I kind of felt like we were at the end of the rope, and this was the end of the rope for us. So, so what really threw me off is in the middle. He kept saying he wasn't hungry. He ordered water and a salad or something, and I ordered a full, meal. When he asked to taste my food, and then took his fork that he had been eating on and put his fork in my plate.
And that's a major no-no for you specifically.
Mm-hmm. And got a dish, and didn't just taste a bite. Got his side dish, his little bread dish or whatever, and put a portion of my food on his plate and made him a meal out of it with his salad. I was so done. That was like it. I was like, you know what? I will never date this guy again because I didn't like him first. Okay, so that's my fault. That's my fault. I should have cut it off before then. But that's when I was going through what's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Like I keep, this guy was nice enough.
Yeah, want to ask me out, but I
wanted to spend time with me and stuff like that. But you still gotta like him at the end of the day, people.
Right.
Like you just.
And let me say this: this is about. And we're speaking from our vantage point of being mature women. Okay, you don't have to be rich. You know what? To this day, if a dude right now say it is so nice outside, I found this cute little hot dog spot. Let's go for a walk and get some hot dogs.
Right.
Sign me up. Mm-hmm. I can't wait. I'm sorry. Oh my God, we got hot dogs. You see what I'm saying? So it really is about the company and the experience. It don't matter what we're doing because I feel like when you care about somebody, you like somebody, you can say, "Woo, them pennies tight this month."
Yeah. And I've dated guys who have been honest about that, and I appreciate it because I'm like, I'll be there next week. So let's, we're gonna live this weekend.
Oh, we say, hey, let's go to the grocery store and get some stuff to cook so we don't spend that much money going out this week.
That's how I think anyway.
Right. Ain't nobody just trying to throw money away.
Right. I'm not an overspender. I think I'm pretty conservative with my money,
Right.
And I say that relatively speaking because I don't have anybody to take care of but myself, so it may seem like I don't, but I really don't spend money like that,
Right. But when you do, you spend it on what you want to spend it on, so you have a concept of that. And I think that's the thing that as a single woman, I hate when dudes are posting these memes or sharing these social media conversations like we all just trying to be on the come up. Now, I will say, I'm not trying to find nobody to be on the come down with. So either you where I am and we can grow together, or you here a little bit above me and you're going to help me get there. But, and when I say here, let me clarify here. If I say me and this is him,
she's holding her hand up as high.
Everybody can't see me. My hand, if I'm on a higher level, let's just say basically financially than you are, that's still not a complete deal breaker, but it depends on what is it that you're working on, or what is it that you're doing, or what is your relationship with money. Because somebody who don't have money and they have a bad relationship with money, it don't matter if they get money. They still gonna not have money because they have a bad relationship with money. So all of that still goes down to communication. I'm not asking you to fill out no credit application when we go on a date, but you at least at the bare minimum got to be supporting yourself. At the bare minimum, you have got to be taking care of yourself as an adult. Because I take care of myself, you take care of yourself, at least we both taken care of. I'm not looking for you to take care of me. I ain't looking to take care of you. Mm-hmm. But as far as just actual dating and engaging in social activities, that's still a communication because in the beginning, I think you're going out more because you might not feel comfortable going to his home or him coming to your home. And so that for a certain expense early on.
It does.
I think as a mature woman, if you think this might be something that can lead to something, you need to be open to, okay, you know what? I want him to know that I know it's expensive. Date is expensive. You know what? Let me get the drinks tonight. At least let me do that. Like offer something as a sentiment as you are getting to know each other. But that's the beauty of when you can invest in a person, because it is more expensive to date than it is to be in a relationship, and not even more expensive. It's you feel like it's not an investment. Whereas once you actually find a person you like being with, you're probably gonna spend more money on trips and bigger things together to enjoy. but you get your return on investment because you enjoy the person versus just paying for dinners for people and watching them walk out the door with a to-go box, and you feel like, I don't even plan on ever seeing this person again. You know, she ain't even.
No, I get the frustration for men. I get it, and because a lot of it does fall on their shoulders too. When you want to get to know, imagine us having to pay for a meal every time we go out with the failed date that didn't go anywhere. I get it.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
And we would feel, I mean, we're the same way when we were on the dating apps pretty actively, where if every dude we swipe, we potentially was going to have to pay for his meal to know that he doesn't, that'd be a problem.
I get it. I don't know what the solution is. I told y'all part of the solution earlier. You know, you need to vet these women a little bit better.
You need to vet them a lot better. And you also need to get creative. There are so many free dates.
Yes. I think some men, not all, they lack that creative thing, because if I was dating a guy and he said, I don't have money to take you out, but you do. You have sandwich meat and loaf of bread. Be creative.
Be creative. You can say, you know what, I'm gonna make you.
Let's go for a walk in the park, or let's go look. You know, go up Red Mountain. You know, we live in Birmingham. Go look at the city from Red Mountain, or let's go do. There are so many free things. We can go for a hike.
You have a good personality, and you are an honest, authentic, communicating type person. We are falling in love because we see how we can feel together. You know, a successful woman will fall in love with a broke man like it ain't nothing, because we get attached to the potential and your availability and your interest, not beyond the fact that a lot of times that might turn out to be you getting taken advantage of. But women are always open to, we want the companionship. We have been taking care of ourselves. We would like someone to enjoy part of this ride with us, right? When we buy our nice cars or our nice houses or go on trips, we would like to have someone there with us, not because they paying for it, but because we would like the companionship.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
When you come in, you got something on it, you're going to need to have something on it if you go on with me, because if not, I'm going to have my girlfriend go with me who can pay her way, because I'm not trying to finance no grown man's this time either. Now, that's going to lead us to our Patreon conversation. If you have not signed up for Patreon, we're going to take that offline to talk about actual real life situations when a man's life has been financed by one of the people on this podcast.
I guess y'all can guess who it was.
But that's the point. So I was telling my significant other today what we were going to talk about today. And I told him, I said, I know based on what you have shared about other women you have dated, you suffer from PTSD by feeling like you are being taken advantage of. And I said, that's also how I know you like me, because you voluntarily offer your money for things that involve me, that I would never ask for or that I wouldn't accept. I said, and that's how I know you like me for real, because when you say something about your other dates, they usually are something about money and you feeling like she was taking advantage of you. And I usually would say, it just sounds like you didn't like her, because the thing you feel like you being taken advantage of is so small. So small.
Like a drop in the bucket.
It's a drop in the bucket and you ain't broke. So if you felt that about this small thing, that's just because you didn't like her. It wasn't about her taking advantage of you. You just didn't like her. That's all. And that tells you a lot about how you feel about somebody, is what you would be willing to do for them.
Exactly.
Both ways, men and women. It's like, you know what? I don't like to cook, but girl, you be like, girl, he coming. I'm about to cook. Girl, you cooking? Because that's how I feel about him. You know? And that's the beauty of starting to experience yourself differently when you meet somebody that causes you to be different and explore different layers of yourself. But if we on the first date and you ask me out to eat, and then when the bill comes, you telling me how much I owe?
And splitting the tax.
No.
Actually, her tax was a little bit better, higher, because her meal was like,
As
so
the
you got to
video
take that
cut
percentage
off,
out.
there was no part 2 to the video that I can find, but the video cut off with him about to explain how he had been a gentleman. You know, the number one rule of how you been a gentleman is when you don't have to tell me how you been one.
Right, just be one.
You just are one. You don't have to tell me that you have been one. I usually can pick up on that. So that dude in that video, I'm gonna give him a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I feel like now, this is the other thing I want to point out about that specific video. I feel like the woman gave some room for discussion when she said, well, what are you here for? Because then she seemed like she could potentially be the type woman who thinks the man should pay all the time for everything.
Okay.
She said, well, what are you here for? That opened up, I think, the conversation where, okay, women be trying to get over. versus if she had just stuck, hey, you asked me out to eat, so yes, I thought this was on you, versus, well, what are you here for? That made it seem like, okay, women think men are there just to feed them. Mm-hmm. So she did open up a little wiggle room in the interpretation of what we saw, but I still feel like if you ask me out, the assumption is, and especially this is not platonic, when you and coworkers go out, ain't nobody thinking nobody paying for everybody. When the boss says I got it, cool, that's great. I only went because I could afford it. Mm-hmm. When your girlfriend say, hey, let's go out, I'm not thinking none of my girlfriends about to be paying for my good time. Unless, maybe it's my birthday, they taking me out, or if they know I'm having a bad time, they say, girl, don't worry about it, I got you this time. Mm-hmm. Okay, girl, yeah, just whatever. But we communicate those things.
Right.
And then it still comes down to the company. It still comes down to the interaction.
Yep.
So if you tripping over a few dollars, you didn't like them, but you still was willing to have the interaction because you was trying to use them too.
It's something.
For what you can get out of them.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna get nothing splitting no check. What could you possibly be looking for?
Splitting the check.
Splitting that tax up. That's what really got me.
And let me say this about that too. Let's say we want to go to a nice restaurant. Me and my man. Mm-hmm. And I know he ain't got no whole lot of money. I love him. I ain't got no whole lot of money. He love me. And we go to this nice restaurant and the bill is a lot more than $18 a person. Okay. Let's use Papados as an example. You didn't rung up $100 bill at Papados by yourself without trying. Mm-hmm. I potentially would say, you know what? Let me just pay for mine. You pay for yours. Because yes, that's double up. That's $200 versus $100. Let me just get mine. You get yours. I'm cool with that. But you're not going to ask me nowhere and then be splitting the tax.
Yeah.
Even if you ask me somewhere, let me say, oh, you know what? That's so sweet. I really appreciate you getting lunch. Let me leave the tip.
Yeah. I'm always prepared to pay for the tip when I'm on the date.
Always prepared to do.
And honestly, the men I've dated, I can't really say nothing too bad about them because a lot of times they'll take the tip too. So it's not, they're like, no, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not going to argue about it, but I will let you know I'm prepared.
But just be ready to say, that dude gets a thumbs down. The girl gets a questionable. She might have ulterior motives, but I feel in that particular situation,
that particular scene with the information we have, he's gonna get a thumbs down. Yep. Ladies, stop tricking out on these dudes because you are messing it up for the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Fellas, get creative. A woman that you really can build with ain't looking just for a one meal. Fellas, if you take a woman to a restaurant, don't have restrictions on the menu. Just don't take her there. If you gonna say, why she? Where you gonna afford? Go on there to Waba House. I love Waba House personally. Yeah, because don't take somebody to a restaurant and then get mad when they order the most expensive thing. Because the theory, even though I probably wouldn't do that, but the theory is, I would have never went to this restaurant. I'm not paying for it. Let me get something I would never pay for. Let me get that filet mignon. You looking at me like, wow, she just ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. She's a user. No, baby, I just would have never came in here. You better set them parameters up front and take me to Waba House. You me in here and put this menu in front of me, and you heard that I had McDonald's for lunch. I'm having filet mignon for dinner. Amen. Please chime in, especially the men. I know y'all got some comments on this. We want to hear from you. And we do respect your PTSD. You have been taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. We do know that. Mm-hmm. You still suck. But just think about it. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, one, you probably are. But two, it's because you ain't feeling that person know-how. And so why was you there? Mm-hmm. You wasn't feeling them either. You still was there to try to get something out of it, though, wasn't you? Mm-hmm. To thine own self be true. All right, another fun edition. Make sure you comment and share. We love the group conversations and we love the community we've built here thus and such. Don't forget, this is on YouTube, but it's also on all platforms where you can listen to podcasts. And don't forget, especially after this episode, if you were a Patreon member, you would get... I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it on Patreon now. Okay? So make sure you check out Patreon. All right, thumbs down. No, he didn't. Girl, yes, he did. Splitting the tag.